and this is just a brief video of what my garage looks like, my workspace for the videos looks like when it's somewhat straightened up and cleaned up. I still got to get rid of all those boxes over there. I got to put them up there in the attic. Okay, so weight bench there, I'll have that cleared out there soon. And here we go. This is it. Spare lumber with the bungee cord. Got a nice heavy duty roll dolly there. Kids like to play on it. And then I've got 2 creepers over there. And this can be used as a creeper as well. It's just not comfortable to lay on. It's more for putting stuff on it, and heavy stuff, and rolling it around. But yep, this is what she looks like. And that's when you hear the washers going buzzing in the background, and when the washer and dryers are going, that's the laundry room. There we go. I built those shelves up there out of scraps that I found I had laying around. I built those, and these rods, I built these as well, some dowel rods, and I drilled my holes in through a piece of wood and attached it to a 2x4 and put these in. The only way that rod's coming out is to take these 4 screws out and pull that out here over the rod, and then the rod will just come right out. So it won't slide out or pull out accidentally. But yeah, those weren't there when I put the shelf, we moved into this place. But I built those out of scrap and put them up there and hang things. And there's the garage. Both vehicles are outside. But this is what it looks like. So this is my proof that you don't need a lot of space to do a lot of things. You can do things like over here where I did the air suspension to coil spring conversion. Never did one before. Backed the vehicle in and did it right here. Got some wrenches up there and over there. And of course, some tools there, some other stuff down there. And I gotta be careful of not moving this camera too fast, panning through things, because it makes people dizzy. And then we've got those 2 boxes right there. That one, top one, and the bottom one. I've noticed one thing is the camera, when you're looking through the camera, it does not move smoothly from left to right like your eyes do when you're turning your head. So when I turn my head and I go, then now you got that over there, and then I say you got that over there, and then that there. When you're watching it in the camera, moving it that fast makes people dizzy. So I got to keep that in mind. I realized that while editing the videos. But one of the worst oil filters you can buy. Fram. That's not an oil filter, it's a beer can holder. That's why I use it out here, because I don't care how dirty it gets. It'll fall apart eventually because it's got Fram on it. But yeah, so we got some stuff. The basics. You can tell I'm not stocked up on a whole bunch of things like all those big YouTubers are. I ain't no big YouTuber. I've got these here, never used, as you can tell. I bought them, and they were the wrong size. So, because I guessed while I was at the store, these were the wrong size. So I just didn't take them back. I just hung them up, kept them. And then we've got those there. I've used one of those one time. And then there is my that is a Pittsburgh tool. I used it once for my serpentine belt, and it worked great, but it's only had one use on it. there's the wire wheel. You can't really see it. There it is. I should do this. Wait, hold on. There we go. Now you can see it. So that's just pretty much stuff. And then of course for woodworking I got a Ryobi laser level. See, I keep it in the box. You pull it out, I use it. I've used it once. Pull it out, use it, and I put it right back in the box. Of course I got some JB welds. That's always good to have. Got one of those alligator multi-function sockets with all the pins in it. I never used it yet. Torque wrenches, 3/8 drive, 1/2-inch drive, level. Got some, well, I gotta move that over to my electrical things. Scissors, tape, Chevy emblem I took off of 94 S10 Blazer, and of course the church key. Gotta have the church key, and it wouldn't be complete without our U.S. flag. And some spare nuts, bolts, screws, miscellaneous, nails, washers, stuff like that. These are baby food jars. When the kids were little, when we got the baby food, what I had done, I had a piece of wood mounted with L brackets, just like a shelf, and then I took these and opened the lids. Hold on. Well, you open the lid and you take off the lid, and let's say this was the lid. You put it up on the bottom of the shelf, and you run screws from underneath into the shelf, and the lid is on the shelf. It's screwed onto the bottom of the shelf, and then you take your jars and you put them up on there, and you just twist them up, and they hang from the shelf. And then when you need them, you just twist and pull your jar down, but your lid will stay on the shelf. I don't have that shelf in this place, but that's how I used to store my stuff. So instead of things like this, you can do it with any kind of jar that's got a metal lid. See how they all got holes on them? 2 screws to keep them from spinning. And you mount them on the bottom of a piece of wood, and those things go up from underneath and twist into your lid, and you can see clearly what's in each one. So that's a good way of beginners to store spare screws, nuts, bolts, and things of that nature. That's just another little tip. But yeah, and then I got a bucket with some cleaning stuff in there. You know, of course you got to have that. Some spare gasoline up there. But this is her. Like I say, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. Now there's a lot of stuff I won't even attempt to do, but you know, some things you just need different tools, you know, and sometimes tools are just more expensive to buy than having someone else do it if you're only going to do it once. And of course, that actually, after a major storm, many years ago, I found that laying in the middle of the street. Cars are running over it, as you can tell. And I called the city on that, and I gave them my address. Said, yeah, I found your sign. It was laying in the street. Blew off. I don't know where it came from. And they said, okay, we can get someone over there to pick it up. Give us a couple weeks. And they never showed up. That was about maybe 15 years ago. It's just, they never picked it up. So I just kept it. I hang it up. That's all. Some bungees there. Got another bungee over there hanging right there. And I've got some tiny little bungees over here. The little ones. And then I got some woodworking stuff up in here. Wood paste. You know what I do when I don't have wood, plastic wood type stuff? When you're sawing your wood and you're cutting it with a saw, scoop up your sawdust, okay, and make a little pile, tiny little pile out of your sawdust. grab you some wood glue, mix it in with your sawdust. Okay, I've done this many times. And then you make a paste of your sawdust and the wood glue, and then you put it in on the hole in the wood, but you make it stick higher than the hole of the wood, and then you just sand it down, and you just fill the hole in your wood. More scissors up there. I got tapes right there, sandpaper there. There's some masks over there. I can't wear them. And this one's almost empty, but I got some of my manuals there, some more electrical stuff up there with speakers and wires and stuff, screws and screw stuff in here. Like I said, I got my long-term storage up there. That you saw that in one of my videos, woodworking videos. That was the very first video I made, was that one. But yeah, it's not that difficult to do a lot of different things. So, but anyway, I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like without a vehicle in here. All right, short video, but stick around for the next video. The next thing we're going to do, I don't exactly know what we're going to do next, but we're going to be doing something. I still got the parasitic draw to do on the 98, but I think I'm going to do that differently. What I'm going to do is I'm going to rig a switch to disconnect the fuse with the switch. Instead of hunting everything down, I'm going to show you the good old boy way of doing things. The way we used to do it when we were kids. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. And there's a cool thing, because one of those fuses that in the fuse box is for when you step on the brake pedal, that releases, you'll be able to release from park into drive and move it. Well, without that fuse in, you can't do that. And I rig a switch to that fuse, hide that switch where nobody knows where it is. If somebody gets the vehicle started and wants to take off with it, they'll put their foot on the brake, they won't be able to get it out of gear. And they won't know why. Because the hidden switch, you got to flip that switch first in order to engage that fuse so that would work. So you'd be able to get it out of gear. So that's kind of like a security feature I think I'm going to incorporate into my vehicles. And I've got that light over there. And I got a fly that keeps landing on me no matter where I move in here. But that light, I plug it in. Here's the wire. I plug it in and run it across here. And I just plug it into my extension cord. This is plugged into the wall because I keep it here so whenever I need my charger, I just plug my battery charger into that and it's got power. So I just pull that cord out, bring it over, plug that light in, and I've got light on this side. Yes, all this stuff here I put in here. I put those in. Of course, I've got my beautiful flags up there. But even that light, I hung that light too. And I built that bench out of scraps. Of course, our punching bag, which hangs right there. Drop light right there. Yeah, little by little, you build up, you get this, you get that, you get a couple extra bucks, you pick something up, And I'm going to get that fly, I'm telling you. And of course, the ship my favorite ship, I was on the America Kennedy Forrestal and Roosevelt, but that's the one I spent most of my time on. And there's my F-14. Because I worked on F-14s, T-2s, A-4s. Got to mess around a little bit with the Air Force boys on some F-15s, and was able to do a thing here or two on some F-16s with the civilian contractors. But there you go, and I got my funnels up there too in the bucket. So when they drain into that bucket. Alright, so that's the video. I'm going to get that fly. Let's just make this I'm going to make that the thumbnail.